Good evening. First of all, let me apologize for not being able to address you in person today. For reasons totally beyond my control, I cannot join you physically at this important ceremony this year, but my heart and mind are with you, and especially with the young writers who have made the second edition of our contest, My Migration Story, such a terrific success. I'd like to thank Natalia Crujeiras, of course, and HistoryMiami Museum for hosting us once again and for helping us perpetuate the poignant testimonies and the literary achievements that the winners' essays represent. I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to Miami-Dade County Public Schools, in particular to International Studies Preparatory Academy, as well as Downtown Dora Charter Elementary and Upper Schools, through their respective principals, Alina Diaz-Blanco and Janet Acevedo Eisenberg, for their tremendous effort in encouraging and organizing the participation of so many talented students. Thank you to our other sponsors too, eLibro US and David Padilla, the Miami Herald and El Nuevo Herald, Meta Miami and Isabel Perez, and Argus Capital and Salomon Saga. Thanks for sticking with us through thick and thin. Of course, the members of the jury, Mitch Maidike, Natalia Crujeiras, and David Webb, all of them important and busy people, deserve a special mention and recognition. You lend credibility and prestige to this contest. I'd like to say how grateful we all are to Maestro Eduardo Marturet, a symbol of so many high endeavors, and an immigrant himself, for honoring us on this occasion with his presence and his words. Last but not least, hats off to Beatrice Rangel, the heart and soul of this project from the very beginning. None of this would be happening without you, Beatrice. For the Foundation for International Freedom and Cátedra Vargas Llosa, which I have the honor of presiding, it is a matter of enormous pride that this contest has reached its second year and shows signs of continuing to grow. Those of us who know how hard it was to launch it, how many obstacles had to be surmounted, fully understand what it means for all of you to be here and for Noah, Gabriela, Nicole, and Sofia to have come this far. Migration and therefore immigration are one of the noblest characteristics of human civilization. Don't ever let anyone belittle the contribution that the movement of human beings, of people like you and me, has made to the development of what is best about human society. Culture, that is institutions, rules, human rights, economic progress, the transition from a state of nature to civilization, from barbarism to a world pregnant with infinite possibility. Whenever I think of immigration, I like to think of two gods from Roman and Greek mythology. Janus, the Roman god, symbolized doorways, gates, passages. In other words, movement from one place to another, from one condition to another, but also change. Since movement and change are closely connected, he was represented with two heads. Well, all of you have talked about movement and change in your essays and delved into its significance. In so doing, you have gone back thousands of years in history and evoked, without meaning to perhaps, the image of Janus presiding over your migrant stories. And then there is Hermes, the Greek god who was the patron of merchants and travelers. Well, he was also the god of thieves, but we will obviate this small detail for now. Because exchanging goods and traveling in order to meet foreigners with whom those exchanges could take place contributed so much to the emergence and expansion of culture, Hermes is another name that your essays bring to the reader's mind. Because you, travelers yourselves, have made and will continue to make South Florida the cultural powerhouse that it has become and will continue to be. Finally, I want to address our four winners. Sofia Elvis, I loved your moving essay and your assertion as someone of Venezuelan origin that immigration is the foundation of your life, as well as your way of describing that unique sense of belonging that is always half here and half somewhere else. Yes, I have experienced that same feeling many times. But you know what? That is not a disadvantage in life. On the contrary, those different belongings within you have made you who you are. They have informed your personality and enriched you in ways that perhaps not even you can recognize today, but will translate into major achievements on your part in the future. Nicole Aguiar, you are so right. Your Cuban parents' immigration story is a love story. And yes, their relationship with their community and with other immigrants embody the beauty of life. With these assertions, you not only turn a dramatic story of sacrifice and suffering into a celebration of life, you also point to the uniqueness of everyone's migration story. Every migration story is a burning, passionate, lasting love story. Gabriela, you took from your family's tragic Colombian experience and your insertion in American society two important lessons. First, that one has to learn to mix both cultures, the traditions and culture you come from, and the customs of the country that adopts you. This notion is not unrelated to what I just mentioned when I addressed Sophia's essay. Every community, every society, every country is the result of a constant, dynamic, evolving mixture and integration of different ways of doing things and of looking at things. You have discovered then, in your experience and through your writing, one of the secrets of human evolution. Bravo. Finally, Noah Menjivar, congratulations on being the proud winner of the 2025 contest. Life is a sprint away from death, you say in your beautifully written text, in reference to your Salvadorian family's miraculous escape from an act of unspeakable violence. Sprinting away from death to embrace life, isn't that a wonderful description of what immigration really means? Refusing to accept that no options are open to you, refusing to surrender to forces that may seem at some point beyond your ability to confront them, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. In one word, surviving, is the story of every immigrant in one way or the other. You also assert, I am the last breath they fought for, in reference to your great-grandmothers and your grandfather's struggle, without which you would not be here today. That is also, Noah, the story of immigration. One generation leads to the next, and one day, thanks to your forebears, you're a full member of the adopted community or society. The memory of what came before you will inspire you to do great things, and one day, your descendants will say about you, for different reasons, what you say today about your forebears. And thus the cycle of immigration will have closed for your family. Once again, a million thanks to all of you for making my migration story such a literary triumph, and congratulations to our extraordinary winners.